got two problems from actual play for you today. From New Zealand Chess Magazine, October 1979, a long time ago, and this magazine back then cost 70 cents. So here we go. This is a problem here that white is here to move, and the next one's going to be black to move. Now, if it's black's move, then white will be lost with this move here, bishop to e1, which is pretty devastating, really. And if it's white to move, c7 will not do, because the c7 will not do because black will merely just play king d7. Okay, king here and gobble the pawn up sooner or later, or something to that effect. So white has to be expedient. Moves like this are not really possible because why? So can we go rook d5? Now I think this is the one I initially thought of for white. So I think this is the line. Now what would we do? I'll just see if I can do that. I'm not sure. But this doesn't work for some reason. And it will probably be something to the effect like bishop here, bishop to d6 or similar. So anyway, we'll cancel that. So maybe you might like to look at what happens after rook d5, because this was my move that I thought of. But black's got at least bishop e1 check or bishop d6 in that regard, and they're defending. No, we're not doing that, sorry computer. So here we are. White is to move now. So if you want to see if you don't want to see what the move is, then I suggest you pause it, or you turn your computer off and remember this position, which is really, really good for you to try and remember this position. Very, very good for your chess. So white really has to be quite expedient. So if we're going to do things that are very, very quick, etc., then it's always good to have a check. So why don't we just have a check? So we'll go first is f5 check, and I would take it the pawn on f5 rather than move the king away, even though the Fritz 11 plays king d6 here. So after capture, now obviously king f5 is going to be no good, as this pawn will run. I'm not sure if I can actually add new variations, but I'm not going to. So king f5 and the pawn runs, even though black wins the rook with check to bishop e1 check. So here comes king d6. Now what? It looks like it's all over, because, okay, well, this can go here, can it? No, because if rook b6, then we can just play the bishop e1 check, and we can swap the rook and take the pawn with the king. So what did black get met with by white that puts an end to their misery? Is rook takes bishop. Now this looks like black's just won now, because after rook takes b4 it looks very, very good for black, until of course you see this move here, which is an alluring sort of like offer of the bishop, which is white's only piece left other than their king. And bishop c5 sort of distracts black's attention somewhat. It's another check. And now the king, if it takes the bishop, you would clearly see that this pawn is going to march. And so this would be my sort of main line. So if king takes bishop, then we have c7, which is still kind of a wee bit of an end game. White can get checked a few times or so, but the king is in the way of the rook picking up the pawn on c7 when it's there, because the king's going to be in the way for a while. So short of that is this move, bishop takes, and now, believe it or not, the best move for black, according to Fitz 11, is this, I think. Maybe not under deep analysis. So that's that game. Now the next one is, and if here, of course, then this is going to be very, very handy, and black's just going to sooner or later lose this, because this pawn actually has, if it needs it, the f8 square covered by the bishop eventually. That's another thing that really, the only thing I'm thinking of going back, sticking to what I'm saying, is that king takes c6. The other variation will be this. We'll just do this real quickly. And now we've got some checks. We've got rook here, which is obviously silly. We've got some checks that can occur. If this was able to having to go here and black could play rook here and back there, then that's going to save black. But black cannot get back to the pawn on c7, and it's going to promote. Don't make it into a rook or bishop or knight. You could, but I would advise not to. Make it a queen. So anyway, the next wee problem for you is this. Now here we have black is going to make their turn. So I will flip the board. So you're black, and what can you do? Now obviously black is threatened with bishop takes rook and rook takes queen. So probably in the other order. Probably white's going to play rook takes queen before they take the rook on b8. So if we have queen takes knight a3, we have got this move here, rook takes bishop, but probably we will play bishop takes rook, because that's clearly better after queen a3, bishop takes rook. So here we've got black is to move. So what would you do here? So this is from actual play. What would you actually do here? What do you think black can do? So we've got the queen and rook are both being sacrificed, are being offered up. Or we're going to lose the queen or we're going to lose the rook. Is that correct? Yeah, it's somewhat correct. So we're going to play queen takes knight. So I'll be quiet for 30 seconds or so, 15 seconds, and just take a look at this position. So if you want to see the solution to this one, we have some very nice moves, because obviously we have to do something about the rook and the queen at the same time. So it's not queen takes knight. You get 2 points for queen takes knight. You probably still have a game after queen takes knight, but it's a little bit knobbly. What black played here was queen takes rook check. So we've got queen takes rook check. Now obviously queen f1 is not very good, because then we just take the queen and move our rook, and we're a rook up and an exchange. So black is met with knight b1. Now I'll let the computer play white's move, okay? So we've got knight b1, obviously. Now what does black do now? Resign? Probably no, they don't. This is actually quite reasonable. The computer's already showing the move. There's bishop a6 for black. Now obviously we're not attacking this knight on b1, and the queen, as the other game, is finding it difficult to defend it other than short of this move. This is the only move that's sensible for white to defend the knight on b1. So what do? Skedaddle? They could take this as probably the best move, one of them, and or maybe just queen takes bishop. They're my candidate moves, so there are only 2 moves here. It's not going to be queen b3, but then again the computer might play queen b3. We'll find out. Yes, queen b3. So now we obviously take this, and now I would play this, and I'm playing the computer now, but I'm not saying oops, I did that wrong. So I don't want to do that, do I? I want to make sure my pawn can be defended. I'll go back here, and I can still castle. Not I, but black can still castle. I'd go here, I think, and here. Oh, I like that. I don't like that for white. Look, we've got my f5 move in. My f5 move. Now how do I get him? Yeah, okay. I'll do that. I'll see what the computer wants to play for me now. So anyway, that's that position in that game and that sort of thing. So I hope that. So there you go. I just thought you might like that today. And so that's David Wegener over and out on The Muppet Show. Thank you very much for watching this YouTube chess channel for you.